right, welcome to the second review of the evening. Up this time is a game called Smoots World Cup Tennis. Um, so we don't exactly know what a smoot is. I mean, we know that it's the avatars of the tennis players, but we don't.
Yeah.
We've been racking our brains for a while now, trying to figure out exactly what beyond that is a smoot, and we still don't have a good answer. Or Um, I guess it's just a Funko Pop human.
Kinda.
Um, and the other thing is they really like playing tennis because this is not the only tennis game that features the Smoots. Uh, Indeed, this is now a series because after the original version of World Cup Tennis got released on the PC a good couple years ago, they went and spun off the tennis survival zombie game into, well, Smoots Tennis Survival Zombie Game, which is a VR tennis title. I'm not sure exactly why, but I guess they wanted to do a VR tennis game. But we're not here to review the VR game. We are here to review the Switch port of the tennis game. And so for that, over to the Galax.
So yeah, I did not I tried to play this game more, but it's not great. The controls are kind of sluggish and simple, even though you have like three different options for hitting, and you spend excuse me, got a little bit of a stuff nose. You spend entirely too much of the game on the side of the, like, half on the side of the screen away from the camera, which is not particularly fun, although there's a reason for that, which is that this version at least does have multiplayer. The PC version doesn't say it does, so I don't know. I guess if you're into that, that's probably a good thing for this version. But yeah, when you boot it up, all you got for options is versus exhibition, a tournament, which is single player or multiplayer, singles or doubles, versus PC, basically. Uh, Options that are non-existent, basically. There's language, sound, volume, languages, and credits. Which languages? Yeah, it has a pretty good selection of languages. Haven't seen Catalan recently. Um, and there's a story mode, which in story mode you get to customize your smoot, which there are a number of options initially available, and then there are when you earn in-game currency in story mode, you can unlock further customizable things. Also, as you play through story mode, your smoot levels up in various things and gets better. When I did try to play a little bit of versus the computer, you get a set of pre-created smoots, which are references to things. You got your luchador, you got your hippie, you got your mime, you got your Chuck Norris, you got your Mr. T, you got your creepy clown, you got your space alien, you got your zombie because there's zombies, you got your geisha, which, sure. Does she have a pacifier? I think she might have a pacifier. But she's not like a... Anyway. Um, and they are, for example, I did Alien versus the Sumo, and the Alien was notably faster than the Sumo, so I assume they actually have slightly different stats. But yeah, in story mode, you can do customize your hair, your eyes, your skin color, your mouth, your ears, your racket, your shirt, your legs, your shoes. In a lot of the parts have different colors, but there are not many available initially. You got to play and win in-game games and tournaments to earn in-game money to buy stuff at the in-game shop. You can also... you have a stamina in that mode that goes down as you do stuff, and you can, like, take a week to either take a week to take a break or spend a little bit of in-game money on an energy drink. to take time to refill your stamina, which I guess is a mechanic. But yeah, most of it is the tennis controls, which are just kind of sluggish. You move around with your in story mode with your default character. You move around kind of sluggishly. The timing on swings is imprecise, so it is usually better to try to situate yourself and then hold either the hit, slice, or lob button to charge up and return it. Not only because when you do that, it hits automatically when the ball gets in range, but also because then you can while you're charging, you can use the stick since you can't move to aim where you're trying to shoot the thing, which is important. I will be honest, it took me like 6 matches before I won a game, which is not really good because the computer is generally pretty good at getting in places and returning your shots. Your ability to aim is not great, and I never felt in good control of how hard or far I was hitting the ball. What?
Bullshit AI routines. How old school.
I mean, it's not even that so much. It's not like they're bullshit. They seem to behave rationally. It's just they don't. It seemed very difficult to come up with something like even hitting it to the left and to the right and to the left and to the right or whatever. It seemed tricky to do. I know. I assume if you know the trick, you can try. I got the best success by actually being closer to the net than where the ball was supposed to hit by a significant margin, and trying to slam it early, but that doesn't always work. And when it doesn't, you look really dumb. So yeah, I guess I get the general idea, but also the story mode does not seem to have much actual story. It just has places to go and play various people, which I mean, sure, it's fine, but it's not like you're just doing it to be a professional tennis player, not really to be like to save the world or anything, or there's not even like a particular like rival that you're set up to have that I could find. So I mean, I guess if I haven't played Mario Tennis Aces, unfortunately, but I strongly suspect that it at least feels better because Nintendo is generally very good about that. There is at least one mini game that you unlock after winning a match or something, which is a zombie killing game, which I also died at like 3 times. Because what you have to do is you're on one side of a tennis court, and zombies are digging their way out of the ground on the other side of the tennis court and trying to come towards the net, which I think is a wall, and they drain the net of health as long as they're adjacent to it. And there are like a couple of garbage cans on fire on their side of the thing, I think they are, that lob fireballs at you that you try to return and hit the zombies. Which it's very difficult to aim near the net. So once they get there, you're kind of fucked. Or at least it was difficult for me. Maybe that one in that mode, at least it shows you what arc your shot is going to take briefly, so you can while you're holding the shoot button, so you can try to adjust it to hit things right. But I was still not. It still was not. It still just felt slow and not super responsive. So I don't know how many other tennis games there are, but there are probably better ones.
Wouldn't surprise me.
It's not abysmal, but I did not have a great time with it. I don't know.
I mean, how many tennis games there are? Well, tennis is like the oldest.
That's true.
One of the oldest video game genres. Like, not the first game. I mean, there's a whole debate about that, but Pong is table tennis, which is not too far removed from actual tennis. There are differences, but it's like It's just, yeah, tennis, you don't see too many of those these days, but they still get cranked out.
Hmm. The cosmetic customizations are fun, I guess, if you want to try and do that. But they do give you a little bit of money to start out with, but it's not enough to do anything super fancy. You have to, um, like, you could pick a couple of parts that you really particularly wanted, I think. Obviously, if you play more, you can earn money to get fancier things, but that involves playing more. So, how much you want to play more would affect how much you want to do that. I mean, overall, I'd sorry. I feel bad for not having more to say, but it's a pretty simple tennis game, I think.
Does it have like any
Um,
Switch specific features like motion controls or whatever?
no, the closest thing that I could find is that this version has multiplayer, which the Steam says it doesn't say it has multiplayer, so it might. But yeah, the closest thing it has is that you can do multiplayer with 2 Joy-Cons
Mm.
or probably 2 regular controllers. I don't think it has support for 4 players for example, mixed doubles or something. But
Mm-hmm.
um, I'm kind of surprised there isn't more of, like, it seems like this would be like the plan would be to have like Smoots sports things, but I guess this is either the first one or the only one. So yeah, I don't think it's like particularly offensive, but also there are definitely more fun games out there, probably even in tennis.
I mean, as far as the Switch goes, you mentioned Mario Tennis Aces.
Hmm.
Like, it's like, I know people had their problems with Aces, but you know, it's going to be a solid game. You know, Nintendo has a baseline, let's say, and
Hmm.
you know, it's like even Ultra Smash was a competent tennis game. The problem is there was no content. You know, so
Hmm.
you know, so yeah, it's. I think the selling point to Smoots here is its price point.
Yeah, this is apparently a $10 game on the Switch and
Mhm.
more on the PC and other things. I don't know why it would be more on those things.
Um, the Steam version is $15 or $14.99.
See,
Um,
I'm used to a Switch tax, not a Switch discount.
yeah, in this case, the original version, the Steam version, was handled by a different publisher than the uh,
Ah,
Switch version. So that is probably what makes the difference there. I mean, we've seen price disparities of this kind of gap when two different publishers handle it.
hmm.
Like, um, so anyway, do you feel it's worth?
Oh no, it does say up to 4 players, so yeah, I guess you can play with up to 4. So, um, again, for $10, if you really want a tennis game and want a cheap one, it's functional, but the controls might take some getting used to.
Mm,
I just um I did not. I guess there are multiple mini games. I just didn't get far enough to unlock them. So,
mm-hmm.
but I suspect they're probably similar.
All right. Anything else?
I'm sorry, I don't really have much else to say. Mild at best recommendation.
All right.
Under, like, if you don't want to pay more for, probably better.
Yeah. All right. So that'll take care of the Smoots here. Be sure to tune in after the break as Petty Fan will be reviewing Read 2 for the PlayStation 4.